Pinky's starting to look small on your big chunky face.
We might be live.
Oh, yeah?
Not on the one that it was supposed to be on. Can you go comment on that one with this link and tell them to join us on this one?
Mm-hmm. Facebook sent message what? For some reason, this live stream is not working. Felix, please join us here instead. For some reason, this live stream is not working. Felix, please join us here instead. Looks like a clickable link, unfortunately. You can copy it. All right. Yes.
Dead live.
Red live?
So you say it looks like it. We're live?
I'm not seeing it on this end yet, but do that.
I see you dancing back and forth.
There we go. So that doesn't work. You always have to do it this way. I don't know why.
You hear us?
No, there's people there.
We are live. Can you guys hear us? Can somebody comment and say, yes, we hear you? All right, you can hear him. Good. Oh, what an ordeal. Current viewers. Good. We have.
Someone got a haircut.
Yes, I did. And a face haircut, too. Okay. Apologize for the technical difficulties. We are new to this YouTube thing, and I've never tried to stream on YouTube before. Thought I had it all set up properly, but for some reason that was not allowing. The page was just spinning. Even though it said it was starting live broadcast, it just sat there and spun for 20 minutes. So we have now set up a new live.
And they found us.
And you, at least a few of you are here. So thank you for sticking it out and joining us. We have a fun night planned for you.
Say hi to him, and then I can pass him on.
Hi to him. Meet him. This is David Isaiah. He is
AKA
our
Bubba Chunks.
Yeah, we called it his nickname is Bubba Chunks because he is getting chunky and he's filling out his diapers. We got to go to bigger size diapers and stuff now. But he is, in case you've seen some of the videos we recently posted where he had oxygen on, he's off oxygen, everything is good. He's doing really well. So yeah, and he's a happy, chunky boy. So tonight we have a fun night planned for you. We've got 3 new recipes that we're going to introduce you to, if you want to say it that way. The first one we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make what we're calling our Easter loaf. It is something that is new. We're trying something new, kind of with an Easter theme, where we're going to give you an inclusion tutorial. The live won't be long enough for it to proof and bake and everything else. We're not going to be going for hours, but we're going to show you how to add inclusions and give you some pointers on what to do with the inclusions and adjustments in the timing of your bake schedule when you put inclusions in the bread. It adds time that you've got to account for in the baking time, or you end up with a really dark crust and the inside not quite done. And so today we're going to create an Easter loaf using my wife's favorite. This was her idea, but we're going to put Cadbury mini eggs inside of the dough. And she thought that it would also go well if we cut up some Reese's eggs. So this is going to be a sweet loaf for Easter. And then we're going to melt white chocolate. And where did those other chocolate chips go?
Oh, I put them away.
That, she put them away.
Itchy triggered them.
Yes, she did.
The top in the bag, behind the protein powder.
You hid them.
Children, yes, I did.
So yes, milk chocolate and white chocolate will be drizzled on top of that, and we'll send out some updates or post an update video of that when that gets done. So that's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bread that has been, or our dough that's been proofing. We're going to show you how we do that. Then we're going to do what we call
Frankie rolls? What?
Yeah, brekkie buns. Is that it? Pull apart brekkie buns. It is a variation. If you've seen our video where we did cinnamon pull apart sticky buns, where it's like kind of like a cinnamon roll, but just rolls that are all stuffed in a bundt pan and baked together. Well, I had an idea on was it Friday or Saturday that I wanted to do a breakfast version of that, where we stuff the inside of the roll with sausage, egg, cheese, and bacon, and then bake them. So we tried that on Sunday, which was the picture that you saw on the preview of this live. We tried that on Sunday, and they were fantastic. And we had them as leftovers yesterday, reheated, so they make a fantastic, high protein breakfast that you can just have in a bag in the fridge. Pull 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 out and go to town on them. So they're great. So we're going to show you how to make the brekkie buns. And in case you wonder where the word brekkie came from, that's Australian for breakfast. We took the family to Australia on a 6-month tour a few years back, and so we're kind of fond of the Australian terms. That's why we call them brekkie buns. So we're going to show you how to make the brekkie buns. And then the third thing we're going to do is something that we tested likewise also on Sunday. We baked pizza with the same bread dough, right? So one of the things we do with Sourdough Made Easy is we're trying to make everything as easy as possible. I don't want you to have to learn 20 different recipes or to have to look up a recipe every single time you want to make something. So I wanted to see on Sunday, how would it work if we just flattened out our bread, the way we do when we add inclusions, you'll see it. And instead of, letting it proof for a while, just cover it and bake pizza with it. And it actually turned out fantastic. So we learned a few things in that process. We're going to share those with you today when we get around to making the pizza. So at this point, I think it's just go time, right, for forming our Easter loaf. And you should be able to see, the camera's angled down enough that you should be able to see the process of forming the Easter loaf. I'm going to get the brekkie bun ingredients out of the way for this first part. You're loading up chocolate chips for the girls, trying to keep the kids occupied. So, like I said, we're going to be putting in this, and then after we do those things, for those of you that have questions that you want to have your troubleshooting, etc., that's the other part. Before we get into that, let me just discuss a little bit about what the Rogue Bakers Roundtable is and what it will be in the future. So we just started this YouTube channel. It's only been like a couple of months. I think we posted our first video in mid-January. We recorded a whole bunch of videos on Christmas Eve, which is kind of like our first videos that went live. And so we're getting the hang of this. We got a little community building. We're having lots of fun, and we offer some starter on our website free. You just cover shipping, and we also have live, active, ready-to-bake starter, and we have something that we call the Master Sourdough in 7 Days Guaranteed Challenge. So for people that want a little bit extra hand-holding, we have the Master Sourdough in 7 Days Guaranteed Challenge, where you get a starter and you get videos that show you exactly how to reactivate the starter and get to baking bread. And we guarantee that in the 30 days, we call it 7 days because from the time you get the starter, you should be able to activate that starter and bake bread inside of that 7-day window. But we give you 30 days to actually complete the challenge. And so anyway, part of that challenge is every Tuesday we're going to be doing calls like this where we teach you some stuff and then answer questions as you're going through your journey of baking sourdough. So if you want more hands-on help, if you want your questions answered live, and or if you want to submit questions ahead of time because you're a little bit shy, that's fine too. But the Rogue Bakers Roundtable will be something in the future that's exclusive for people who are taking the challenge. They're challenging themselves. They're joining the community that we call Rogue Bakers, which is a Facebook community. And we may figure out how to do, YouTube does membership, so there may be some kind of overlap where you're a YouTube member as well. But the idea is we want to be more available to give you the help that you need, because no matter how easy we make it.
I think we have a battery going dead because it did that the other day.
Our fire alarm's going off. Of course, in the middle of our live. That wouldn't start on time. This is fantastic.
Don't they eventually turn off?
I don't know.
You can mute it.
I can mute it?
Do you want me to mute it?
What? Tommy, go push that button.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Push the button.
Can I make sure there's not? Go push every button. Fine.
Bear with us, please. Sorry about this.
How do you mute it?
Don't know.
Mike?
Okay. Sorry about that, folks. We figured out which one of our batteries is going dead, and our smoke alarms are no longer going off. So as I was saying, the Rogue Bakers Roundtable is an opportunity for you to come learn live and get your questions answered. So as you're going through the challenge, every single Tuesday, we're going to be on a call like this, inviting you to come and ask your questions, because no matter how easy we make it, the variables that go into making sourdough bread will be challenging no matter what. How warm your kitchen is, what kind of flour you're using, your oven, like all of those variables. Though we make our recipe and our process as easy as possible, you're not in my kitchen. You're not using my water. You're not using the exact same flour necessarily that we are. The temperature of your house isn't the same as ours. And so there will be complications that arise. And this is our attempt to solve those problems live every single week. So as you get your starter and you're reactivating it, if you have issues, jump on the Rogue Bakers Roundtable live call and ask questions about the starter. Then when you start forming your bread, if you have issues with your flour, if you have issues with the bread being too sticky, if you have issues with your bread not rising because your kitchen's too cold, or rising too fast and getting too sloppy because your kitchen's too warm, all of those are different things that this Rogue Bakers Roundtable call is designed to fix. And then every single day, anytime, if you're on Facebook, and even if you're not, you could join Facebook just to get access to the group that we're in. You don't have to become a Facebook junkie. You can just show up for the group in order to ask your questions about baking. Perhaps sometime in the future, we'll build our own little kind of membership, site or whatever. But for now, we're using what's easily available. So that's what the Rogue Bakers Roundtable will be in the future. probably for the first couple of weeks as we kind of work out the kinks, as you saw with the technology and other things, we might have to, we're going to continue to invite more people because we only have a handful of people who have joined the challenge anyway. So it would be like 2 people on the call and us talking to ourselves. And so, yeah, that's what the Road Bakers Roundtable is. If you want to join the challenge, you go to sourdoughmadeeasy.com and join the challenge. Get your starter if you don't have one. Get into all of our groups and get help like this every single week. So now that all that's out of the way, we're going to go ahead and have my beautiful wife, Brooke, who you have seen on many videos, if you've been watching our videos, is going to form our Easter loaf with inclusions. It'll be, think of it like an inclusion tutorial, okay? You don't necessarily have to make this Easter loaf with these inclusions, but one of the common questions that we get as comments on our posts is, those chairs are off limits. They're too loud. They creak. Literally, I pick it up from all of the videos. I have to edit out the creaks of those stools. So, what?
I'm going to change the battery in the thingy.
Just push the button if it goes off.
Okay.
Turn out.
Sorry. Thank you. It went on like last week. Like, just try to, you can push it back up or leave it alone.
Just leave it like it is.
Yep.
Okay. So, what is this? Oh, you're cutting up these? Who's going to get her inclusions ready? Like I was saying, this is an inclusion tutorial. So if you're putting stuff inside of your bread, then this is the process that we follow. Lots of people in the sourdough community, if they're doing inclusions, will do it during the stretches and folds, but we don't do stretches and folds. So we found that the best way to put just about every inclusion that we've done, other than the chocolate loaf where we were putting sugar and cocoa and we wanted it fully integrated into the flour, we do it when we're forming the loaf. And this is the process that we do. We've done it with jalapeno cheddar video that's going to be coming out soon. We've done it with a pepperoni pizza video that's going to be coming out soon. They had garlic and cheese and multiple cheeses and pepperoni all inside the loaf. We've done it with an Italian cheese bread. We've done it with a garlic parmesan. We've done it with rosemary and garlic. We've done it with pesto. We've done all of these things. We've followed this exact same process that we're about to show you to add inclusions or stuff into your bread. And we almost always do it just like you're about to see here. So yeah, are you going to cut these up or do you want me to cut these up? I'll cut these up while you start getting the dough ready to cut into
Maybe
thirds.
you should go back there then, or somewhere.
Get out of my way.
Well, no, you can. What, Lily? What, Lily? What? It's okay. It's okay, sweet girl. Probably. Okay, here, I've got this up. You mean, yeah, that was the smoke detectors. One of them has a dead battery, so it makes all of them go off. Kind of crazy, huh? See?
That's what it was doing.
Yeah. She was a little scared. So.
Why did they have to go off? I actually don't know.
They're all networked
When you-
together,
yeah.
so that if there's a fire in one room, it wakes everyone up in the house, not just the person in that.
And so even though it's just going off because the battery's dead, it still does the same thing.
What?
Audio. What?
You're saying the audio is terrible?
Well, we know we need to fix that in the future. Unfortunately, this is what we've got to work with, right?
That's what people are saying, or that's what you're
He's
saying when you put your
no one
headphones
else has said that.
Whatever.
I think you've had plenty of chocolate, girl. Not right now. Okay, looks like Daddy might give you one. Or I was thinking maybe we should cut these in half too. I don't know because they're kind of big. No? Okay. Ask Daddy over there. I gotta get this. Stop. Are you? He's bringing his microphone over. Look at. Oh my goodness. Are you gonna go? Oh, you gotta fix the microphone now. Huh? We have our own tech guy, in case you couldn't tell. It's our awesome 14-year-old Thomas. AKA Tommy, Tonka,
One to sister.
Gonka.
One for you, one for her.
We're all about the nicknames. So.
One for you, one for her. Take it in there in the other room. The other one is Addie's.
Tommy's going to test our audio real quick because he just brought his microphone over to see if that would make it better. How is it, bud? It's going to be a little delayed, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
Way better. He brought his microphone over. See that?
What? Cool. Use Tommy's
Yay.
microphone in the future.
Okay. All right. So I'm just divvying this into thirds like normal, right? Kimball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone got a haircut.
Yeah. So this, by the way, is following our triple. This is 3 loaves, is what we almost always make. It's what fits in our mixer.
He wants to.
We do have a video on our YouTube showing you how to make the 3 loaves, what the recipe is for that. But this is 3 loaves of white, just normal white, all-purpose bread. Just keep talking. Thomas.
Your doggo.
And then she's splitting it into thirds, like we would be making 3 loaves of bread. But instead of 3 loaves of bread, we're going to make 1 loaf of bread, brekkie buns, and 2 pizzas. So we're spreading the 1 loaf into 2 pizza things when we're done.
I know this is not the best way to do this, but it usually does pretty good. Me and my... We don't weigh them because it's just more effort than we want to put into it. We like easy, as you know.
Did you intentionally hide the chat somehow? Or no?
No.
On there? You can see chat there? Yeah, that would be
how.
nice. You don't know how?
I've never
This is our first time going live, and Tommy has hooked us up with a software that enabled us to go live. So we're figuring this all out. So apologies for our...
There you go. It's small, but you can see it.
Okay,
People are talking to you.
you guys have probably seen me do this before. This is just my way of stretching out my dough. I put my hands, my knuckles, I'm just going like this underneath to stretch it out in the middle, and then work my way on the outsides.
You found my chat?
And then,
It's
well, I
also
can't
right
really
here.
see. Tommy, can you angle that down a bit?
It's probably better.
No, you don't need any of the chocolate bark. There we go. A little bit too far. Yep, no.
Cutting my head off.
There, right there. That's good. Stop. And then I just continue with stretching it out on the counter. If I have too much flour on the counter, it kind of does what it's doing now, which is not staying. Because if I can get it to stick to the counter, see, there we go. I flipped it upside down.
Tension.
Yeah, to get the tension to keep going.
Your viewers went up.
Yay.
Doubled.
No, not right now. Honey, you've had a lot of chocolate. You need some protein. Okay, then you don't get more chocolate.
Vaden, welcome, brother. I see you on there.
He was the first one to comment, Dad.
First one?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh. No. Scroll up. I
Well,
think there's more comments about
no.
that.
That's on the old stream.
It's fine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was seeing on the old screen. Sorry. Anyways. Okay, so I've stretched it out, and now I'm going to go ahead and add in our inclusions. That's it? That's how small you want
I
them?
asked you how many.
No, I mean that's how small. I think like half that size.
I wanted big chunks of chocolate personally.
Where did the eggs go? He's eating them back there, I think. So, my all-time favorite Easter candy is Cadbury mini eggs. We couldn't find them yesterday. Kimball tried to get a knockoff. They were not sufficient.
We walked all around that store looking for
Literally
them.
everywhere.
We
These
checked,
are good.
we checked every checkout lane to try and find little baggies of them. We couldn't find them anywhere.
Are they healthy? Absolutely not.
Do we care?
We
Not
tried. We like to do healthy in this house, but we also know that there's a healthy balance. Life. It's just life, right? Okay, that's probably good. And then I'll take the chocolates when he's ready. And that's all we're doing, right? The eggs and the chocolate eggs.
I guess.
They are Reese's. Did we already show them what they are? Yeah. See, that's better.
They're the
that's
Reese's.
more like these
They're
size.
the Easter Reese's eggs.
Oh, they're sticking together. Another favorite of all of ours. I think everybody likes all of these, don't they?
Is that Easter milk or what?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy. Glad to have you as a loyal viewer. And Cryptid Coder there is our tech support.
Oh, this is going to be good.
This is going to be a delicious loaf, for sure.
Definitely a sweet loaf. All right. And we got it. Okay. Now I'm just going to do what I always do, and I'm just going to roll it up, probably into fourths-ish. Use my bench scraper to disconnect it from the counter. Give it a little bit of a flip up there and toss it over. Because it's sticking so much, it's going to be more than fourths, but that's perfectly fine. Matter of fact, for this one, I'm going to go the other way so I don't end up knocking it off the counter. Okay. Looking great. I don't have any peanut butter to go in the middle. Do you want peanut butter to go in the middle?
Huh?
Do you want peanut butter to go in here, the peanut butter things, or should I just do eggs? I'll just do eggs. Oh, I can't have two blues right next to each other. It's fine. It's fine, right? Okay. And now I'm just going to roll it this way. And I do try to, as you can see, I think I lost one. I'm trying to squish it down a bit so that it sticks and the inclusions stay in. Now I'm just going to pick it up and move it over and see if I need to pinch anywhere. I'm going to pinch, I've got a little bit of excess dough here, so this is a good spot to be able to pinch it together just so that I can try and make it more of a circle here in a second. This side's about the same.
Welcome, Elizabeth. See that comment.
And I'm just going to
Glad
kind
to have you as a new subscriber.
Hello.
If you poke through the comments on our 10-minute sourdough made easy method video, you will see lots of people are having lots of success and some people are struggling
Figuring it out.
and figuring it out, which is kind of the point of these roundtable, Rogue Baker roundtable calls.
So awesome.
That looks beautiful. Look at all that's popping out. You got to hold it up higher for them to see that.
I will.
Put it in the banishing first, I guess.
Yeah, I think I will. Be a better way to get it up high without knocking it over.
And this here is little Lily that you've heard running around. Can you say hi? Look, you're right there.
Look, you're in the camera. See the video? You can see. It's too bright. Can you get focus on that? You can see all the little chocolates and the dots and stuff. That's where it might break through. But now we gotta let it do its second proofing.
All the way down.
Wow.
It's not moving.
Gotta let it do its second proofing, and then we'll do the score.
So the
Which we may or
second
may
proof
not
will
do on
be
camera.
about an hour to an hour and a half. So you probably won't still be on the live call when we do that. Couple of things that I'm going to talk about now. When you're baking this loaf, you're going to want to add a little bit of extra water. So our method, we add a quart of water on the cookie sheet underneath the Dutch ovens. I would say fill that quart jar all the way up, or add an extra quarter. If you're just doing 4 cups, put like an extra quarter cup of water. That will extend the time that there's steam in the oven, keeping the bottom of the bread from burning, because this is going to take probably, just having not made this loaf before, but having made similar loaves like it, it's probably going to be about an hour and 10 to an hour and 20 minutes before we take the top off of the Dutch oven. So more water and longer time with the top on the Dutch oven to give the inside of that bread more time to cook, because that chocolate's just going to turn to melted chocolate liquid inside there, and that's going to extend the time it takes for that to cook. So those are kind of the 2 pointers when you're doing heavy inclusion loaves. It happens the same way with cheese, and we had the same problem when we did the pesto loaf. Anytime you're adding something that's going to have a lot of liquid or going to turn to liquid, like the cheese and the chocolate and the pesto, you've got to give it more time for that internal to bake all the way through and get up to 200 degrees. And so that's the pointers that we kind of figured out as we were trying to master that chocolate loaf, which we just posted a few days ago. Our triple chocolate loaf, fantastic. We got one of the left still here. What's that?
You should have gifted it. Oh, it was kind of sour though.
Yeah. So go check out our triple chocolate video. That one is fantastic. Give that a try. We've had some people in our Facebook group. Megan, if you're on here, I don't know if we saw any comments from you. She made that triple chocolate loaf and liked it. Had another, I can't remember the name of the person. Someone emailed us pictures of their triple chocolate loaf. They actually made the chocolate loaf the same day we were making it. They just took our recipe and was doing their own,
Just like we did.
their own, what's the word I'm looking for? Experiments with it and made their own chocolate loaf. And so same time we were doing that. Okay, now we're going to show you how to form the brekkie buns. And we've got, for the brekkie buns, some scrambled eggs already ready. We've got some ground sausage already cooked and ready. And we've got some bacon and where'd my bacon go? Oh. We've got bacon ready, fried up and ready, and cheese. And we're gonna be stuffing. Just think of like if you were making a roll and all of that was stuffed inside of a roll, how delicious that would be. That's what we're about to show you how to do. And then you put it in a bundt pan and cook it that way. I'm gonna get your bundt pan out and
Hey, I gotta get this done. Okay. Yeah. She gave me a chocolate kiss, literally.
where did the bundt pan go?
You don't want to eat dough by itself.
Anybody know where the bundt pan is?
It's in the back left on the bottom.
Okay, can you pick it up and throw it in the trash for me, please? Little boo, you're kind of being crazy. What are you trying to do? I'm not making a protein shake right now. Excuse me, please.
Why?
Because we're doing this video and it's live. We need to stop.
Did you already make one?
I did earlier, remember? We had some. Can you let go, please? Thank you.
Okay, while she shows you how to form these little rolls, I'm going to be buttering the bundt pan so that it doesn't stick.
Lily?
Huh?
Can you go watch your movie, please?
Please go.
Okay. How many did you split it into, Kimball?
I did a dozen. So I just took when I did this on Sunday, I took the dough, I kind of shaped it into a ball,
It's kind of
and then I cut it in half, then each of those halves into sixes. So in half, then yeah, whatever that works out to.
So 6 and 6. Mom brain. It's in full effect. I tell you what, my goodness.
Cut it in half again,
Yep.
and then each one of those goes into
3.
threes.
Addie and Lily, can you guys scoot, please?
Oh my God, I missed it.
No, we're not having that right now. That's for later. Lily. You can see I'm just trying to gauge by my hands what they feel like as far as same size, and that's it. So I've got my 3 there. Lily. It's kind of in an oblong weird shape, so it makes it more fun to split it into thirds. That one's small. Lily, honey, thank you. All done. What are you doing? Lily, get down, please.
What are you making?
We're making the brekkie rolls
Mom,
What
what
are
is
breakfast
that?
rolls?
That's what we had for breakfast on
with the sausage and eggs in them.
Sunday and
Mom.
yesterday.
Mom, Mom, do we have marshmallows?
We're not having marshmallows right now. Addie is going to make a s'mores loaf soon, and we got marshmallows for that.
Yeah, we're going to record a version of our video where Addie does all of the work in order to prove that we make this so easy, even our 7-year-old can do it.
Mom, what is Mom? I want them.
Okay, I'm doing this right.
No, you're not having some of the chocolate. Can you
Should
come
have
with
some
me for a minute?
marshmallows.
Mom,
Because we're going to go back into Tommy's room.
Mom, I don't want
Addie, you guys have had enough for now.
Lily had another.
Okay. Sorry, checking on children behind. We've got a brood, a house full. And I cannot read those comments very well. Ah, Megan is here. I see Megan. Megan, love your videos and your family. Oh, thank you. Megan is here. Did you see that?
Hi, Megan.
She said, hi, Lily. Okay. I think we're about good. Sisu is Megan. All right, now I'm just going to kind of do however you want to do it. Should I do the rolling pin, Kimball, to roll it out?
I don't know.
I'm going to try my rolling pin.
It says I am.
So we did it by hand the other day, and it worked okay, but it was also a little uneven. So I'm just going to try and roll it out to see if it might make it a little bit better. Oh, I need to flour my rolling pin. Because as I said, it was a little uneven and it was a little thick in some parts, which it was still great. No big deal, but that might make it a little bit better. I don't know. That might have been, it actually might have saved a little bit of time too. I don't know. Anyway, and then we just grab a little bit of cheese first.
One thing we learned on Sunday was more cheese.
Yes.
So the idea
Cheese on
I
bottom
had
and cheese
was
on top.
Put cheese on the bottom, put the stuff, put cheese on top, then the cheese is all wrapping around it. Throwing some bacon on there.
Smaller pieces, I think. So that it kind of goes throughout. Whoops, I grabbed a piece. I think the smaller pieces of all of it would be great.
And we didn't have bacon on Sunday when we made this, so it was just sausage, egg, and cheese. But
Which
I think
was good, but this is going to be better.
bacon's going to be amazing.
All right, you think that's enough cheese? We like a lot of cheese.
Sure.
In our family. All right, now I'm just going to grab and kind of bring them up to the top. And grab, and it kind of sticks to itself. If it doesn't, just pinch it so that it sticks. It's stretching around and out, so that's why nothing's falling out. I'm just bringing out. Pinch it up top. Can you guys see that okay? And that's it. Now I've got my ball, and I'm going to put the pinch side on the bottom of my bundt pan.
Which is
Buttered. He buttered it for me.
so you just stack them in the bundt pan like you would if you were doing, like I said, the pull apart sticky buns, but these are loaded brekkie buns instead.
Loaded brekkie buns, yeah.
And I'm gonna be doing a video where we do bacon cheeseburger version of this too. That's one of the
Caramelized
videos.
onions.
With caramelized onions and maybe even mushrooms. Where instead of a breakfast version, we do a lunch version that's got hamburger and cheese and bacon and all that inside there.
So now that I picked it up, I squished it when I did that a little bit with my bench scraper. So now I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit more and we'll repeat. Put some more cheese on the bottom. Where can you go get Ren for the baby, Kimball? Oh, well, never mind. I guess you get to hold the baby for a minute. He's in a thing right now where he just wants to be held. Which means Mom gets less sleep. But that's okay because he's adorable and I love to hold him. Bacon. How much bacon did you do, would you say, Kimball? Like a quarter piece?
I put a piece in.
You put a whole piece in?
I think I did.
Okay. I'm just...
We may not have a dozen pieces there, but I think we're pretty close.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm salivating.
When in doubt, more bacon. That's one of my mottos.
Eggs. Can you read the comments, Kimball? I
I'm
have to
blind.
Oh, you
I
can't
have to
either?
put my glasses on.
Well,
I am. Hi, Kimball. Yum. These would be amazing Easter morning. Yes, they will be.
we got to do all this, for Easter now. It's a good trial run before it comes around. We've got almost a couple weeks left. Okay. Give it a little bit of a pinch. It's nice and sealed. Roll it up. Nice.
These were
I almost ripped it
actually,
open.
I would say these were arguably better reheated the next day. They definitely weren't worse. But I let them cook a little bit too long, so they were a little bit crunchy. But then when we put them in a Ziploc and put them in the fridge, they softened up a little bit. So the next morning they were actually even a little better. The phone dying?
Low battery.
Uh-oh.
You go get me
The charger in the bedroom? What? Bathroom, rather?
Thomas. That charger right there.
I am liking rolling it out, Kimball. It does. I don't think it takes much more time.
Looks great. It's way better than my funky looking lumpy things.
When I'll just tell you what I just told them. When I do this part, it kind of pushes it back together a little bit. But then I just kind of...
I didn't want it shorter. Get the extension cord it was hooked up to.
Then I'm just stretching it back out. Still works better, I think. A little bit more even spread out and stuff.
Based on what I'm seeing here, we're probably going to be using your rolling pin for the pizza dough too.
Yeah, I think so.
If
We'll
anything,
get the big one out for
my
that.
pizza was an ugly pizza. It tasted great, but it was not very uniformly shaped.
He says I'm typically better at making things look pretty.
There's no typically about it. If we want it to look pretty, she does it. Hey, chocolate face. Can you
Wow, she had more chocolate. Oh my
I
goodness.
gave her more chocolate and she let it melt in her hand.
We are in
Tommy.
for some sugar rush.
Help her wipe herself.
Hopefully after the video. Our kids don't usually get sugar very often, but sometimes you just need to.
Candy inclusion for both.
Okay, and now just more cheese.
You just keep spitting this binky out.
Yeah, I think he just wants to be held.
I think he wants the boob, but
Well, do you want to do this?
nope. I got him.
Okay. And that's it. I'm just stacking them in there. Nothing special.
Oh, the other thing we did was melted butter with garlic on it.
Oh, yes, on top of the finished product. So I'll get a layer in here. You gonna do that? Make some butter while I do this? We'll get the layer of these in here, and then we will, we'll melt butter and put some, just garlic or onion too?
Put garlic
And onion powder in the melted butter that we'll then grease these with. That did not work very well. Yeah, we'll baste them with. Sorry. I cannot do and talk at the same time, apparently. Okay. Nice and stretched out. Get some cheese on. This is a bit of a time-consuming process to do on the live. Anybody have any questions or
Yeah,
like
if you've had-
unrelated questions even?
If you had questions that you wanted to ask, go ahead and put them in the comments now, and we'll review the comments and answer them. Oh no, I just bumped his head.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to take him now.
You're okay, boy.
How sad, my baby. As you can tell, he's a very mellow baby. Sweet boy. Let me kiss my baby.
Oh no, he knows Mama's there. Why smell that, Mama?
After my mama heartbreak.
Man, look at that volume on that microphone picking up that. We got a very loud microwave. Hopefully that butter's done.
Okay. Got the pinch side on the bottom, and I'm just putting it in here. And repeat. We're almost halfway. Rin, you could come take baby, please. Dad's trying to do stuff one-handed. Rinny? Sorry. Don't mean to be yelling into the microphone. We call her Rinny Mama because she's our little mama. She plays guitar. She goes and she plays guitar and sings to the babies. And they love it. And then Daddy would have two hands. I feel like I need the, what is it, the Price is Right music? Do, 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 do. Ah.
Any idea where that baster got put?
No. Is not in the drawer behind us? Probably a Tommy question. And cheese. Yeah, not quite halfway done. Tommy, you're sitting right there. Do you know where the baster got put? Did you put that away? The red baster?
I think it's in the dishwasher.
Oh, and that's clean, right?
No, it is not in the dishwasher.
Not in the dishwasher.
It is in the dishwasher.
Oh, he did find it. Okay.
We're not done with the video yet. Go watch your
Hey, it's a heart. I rolled out a heart unintentionally. Yeah, it looked like a heart for a second there. Wow. Hey, you may not want to get up there. I don't want you to fall, and definitely don't want you to drop that either. Okay. Cheese on the bottom.
Not this.
Yeah, those are brekkie blah blah. I cannot talk, people. Quit touching, please. Can you take baby so Dad can have both hands? Look at him. He's trying to do stuff one-handed because baby wants to be held.
I tried to get Tommy to take him. I just feel like I'm gonna throw up. So.
Because what?
I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Because of your head?
I have no idea.
I love baby brother, Mom.
You love baby brother.
Aww.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think he's tired. He just wants to be held.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Our butter is ready.
Mom,
Hmm.
can I do one?
Not right now, sweetheart.
We
Okay?
will post pictures of these finished products in our
Mommy, let me do that
Facebook Sourdough Made Easy Facebook group that you are more than welcome to join us in,
Mom, give me
as
that
well as our Road
thingy.
Bakers Roundtable private Facebook group.
I want that.
Huh?
Can I put them on? Can I put them on?
Yeah, you help.
What?
You help.
Give me, I want to do one.
I'm going to move this so that it doesn't get knocked over. Yeah, he's got Chad up there now.
Let me see what the person
What's going on?
Megan?
That's our friend Megan from New Mexico.
I grew up with her.
Mom was friends with her when she was a
I
kid.
didn't know people knew I knew how to play music.
I just mentioned it because I said we needed you because you're Rennie Mama.
Oh.
We need Ren to be in the background playing music.
She's going to make a new jingle for me for the
She's already
intro
started.
and the extra
Extra.
outro. Okay,
You've
so
got
I
it,
put a
Allie.
layer. You can see sorta. I put a layer of that butter on top.
Tommy, can you help Ren, please? With whatever she needs help with, please. I think we're good on tech support.
I want to do one again. I want to do one.
I
I
don't know.
want to do one. I want to do one.
I'm just rolling it out.
I want to do
I
that.
think I need to do it right now, sweetheart, because we need to be a little bit on the speedy side.
I want to do it. I want to do one. Mom.
You want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Roll it out.
Okay.
Hello, sorry, don't have my glasses. Urzuli.
Hmm?
Yes, she does look great for just having a baby. I agree with you.
Thank you. Yep. Okay, should I flour it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna scoot you in. He's rooting. Okay,
You want
stop.
me to do the last 5?
I guess.
And you go feed the babe.
Lily, I'm scooting you in so you don't fall.
And you're going to see, well, I don't want to just totally assume mine are all going to be ugly, but.
Now you know why my back's always screaming at me, huh? Alright. Give me my chunk master. How you doing, Bubba? Maybe you need a
Bubba McChunks-a-lot. What was his name?
Sir
Bubba
Bubba.
Chunk.
Sir Bubba McChunks.
Bubba Chunks?
Yeah.
Sir Bubba Chunks was the nickname he got this morning. All right, going with the second layer now. What? After this, we're making a pizza crust. And then we're going to answer questions that people are having.
If you have the wherewithal to be looking at the screen and answering questions, you could be doing that simultaneously, but my brain won't have it.
I haven't seen any questions come through, so
Megan wants Ren to play music in the background.
Dad, can I put that on here?
put what on there?
That on there.
No, not right now.
Why?
That's going to go on top of the bread, not on your roll before it's cooked. We're putting stuff inside these rolls.
Oh, can I put them on now?
Sausage, egg, cheese, and bacon.
Dad, can I put that on there? And that?
No, we're not doing chocolate chips on these.
No. We putting it died out. Died out.
All right. Now, one thing to think about when you're making these, some people have said that our dough can be a little bit wet, hard to manage. I have found that the longer this proofs, the more wet it gets and harder to manage it gets. Not yet. We got to put stuff in it first. And so this bread is now, or this dough, yes, I was up real late. This dough was actually started last night or early this morning at about 5:30 in the morning. I was up late editing videos and knew I needed to get this ready for this live. So I wanted it to be right at about 12 hours, which is our proof time. And so that's why I'm having a really easy time with this bread, because if I was doing this at 18 hours, this would be much stickier. So if you're having an issue with your bread being too sticky and too hard to manage, then shorten your proof time a little bit. And that proof time is the proof time for our kitchen. And our kitchen is typically, what do you keep temperature at, 69?
Keep it at 67, but the kitchen is always warmer, especially with the
So
oven.
70 degrees ish is what our kitchen is at. So if your kitchen is colder, then your proof time will be longer. If your kitchen is much warmer, then your proof time could be much shorter. So just take that into consideration. But if your bread starts to get really sticky, chances are it's kind of overproofing, and you might want to shorten your proof time up a little bit. Almost forgot the eggs.
This is 75.6 in here.
So our meat thermometer is reading 75.6 in here. So, and it's the end of the day. It's been a warmer day today. Some days when it gets really cold at night, our proof time takes longer. The kitchen gets a little bit cooler, and arguably in the summertime when we have a hard time keeping our house under 80 degrees, we got a really crappy air conditioner. Then our proof time is much shorter. And so you're just going to have to learn your kitchen and learn your dough, but just know kind of the general rule with this dough, at least with the flour that we're using, is if it's really hard or hard to manage and sticky, then shorten your proof time up a little bit, because it might be getting a little bit overproofed.
Did you also mention elevation?
I don't know enough about elevation. I've had some people at lower elevations tell me they had issues with reactivating their starter, but I don't know how it affects the proof time enough. So
Just that it could play into it is all.
yes,
We're at like 5,500 feet, right?
yeah, we're in Utah, high mountains in Utah, 5,500 feet, and we may end up sacrificing one of these rolls for the sake of keeping her active here. I should have floured this rolling pin. Something, if you're gluten intolerant like we are, the flour you see us using is a rice flour, a gluten-free flour. So we're not adding gluten to it, which would cause an issue for my wife and my daughter. It's just a rice-based gluten-free flour.
Gotta say this though, if you are wheat intolerant, that is different. The sourdough doesn't work because I have a friend who can't eat sourdough.
Yeah, it's some people are celiac. I'm not talking about celiac, but gluten intolerance is different than a celiac, for sure.
Or even an allergy. They're still different.
Wow. Now I gotta break them.
Maybe. Tommy's microphone's pretty good.
And we're going to let these proof in this bundt pan for about an hour, just like you would normal rolls, so they can rise a little bit. I do have a video making dinner rolls, and or we used them for hamburger buns that night. Whoa, I kind of loaded this one up. It might burst at the seams. Stop.
Yeah. Can I put them on?
Yep, you can put that on yours.
Okay.
I think 3 things might have been too much for a call. Maybe it's like 1 new recipe on a road baker's call. I don't know.
What do you mean? Your time's up?
Well, we've been on for an hour and 15 already.
What?
And that was after the delay. So,
Yeah, probably just 1.
what do you guys think? Shorter videos with less new recipes and getting to the question and answer quicker, or more recipes on the Rogue Baker Roundtables calls? Leave a comment what you guys would prefer as our fledgling community. We spent the last like 30 minutes or so watching the top of one of our heads making these, so
Randy, you could go over there and read if there's any questions that they could ask. If they're not. Where's your phone? Over there. You should just have it.
Can I have one of these now?
you already had one of those. You've had a lot of sugar already. You don't need more right now. Because you don't. It's gonna bake, right? She didn't put too much weirdness in it. What, sweetie? No, you don't get another chocolate egg. Because you've had too much sugar already. Alright, rolling up the last one here in a second. So like I said in the beginning, this is just the same 10-minute sourdough made easy white dough that you would use for this, for rolls, for our white bread, for, you're going to see here in a minute, pizza. Very simple, easy method for us to make it easy for you to make one dough and use it for a whole bunch of different things.
I was only showing you top messages, not all messages.
So, is there more messages? What? Last one. Okay, now I'm going to baste the top of this again with our seasoned butter. That helps them to not stick together. That's making them easier to pull apart. Otherwise that dough would just kind of fuse together and be one big loaf instead of pull apart buns. Got those nice and basted. I think we are done with these. You can see they're buttered. Woo, we're gonna let these proof back here on the stove. It might be time you can show them how to score that loaf. We're getting pretty close to baking it. Bacon?
Mm-hmm.
Addie wants some bacon. All right. So now, I guess I'm gonna try the pizza thing again.
What pizza thing?
You're in the camera, by the way. Say hi,
Oh.
everybody.
Hi. I'm just in my pajamas. Look. Little cheetah.
Leopard
Leopard.
or leopard jammies.
And it doesn't even come with two. It just comes with one piece. See, no on connection, just with zippers though. I show them it just comes with a zipper. Nothing else.
Are you excited to make your s'mores loaf?
Yeah. Wait, am I making it now?
Not on camera, not this camera, but we're gonna make it probably later tonight. She's gonna be making a s'mores loaf, well, making the dough herself, measuring out all the ingredients, doing everything herself for a s'mores loaf that we will be forming tomorrow and posting whenever I get around to editing and posting it. Okay. Pizza?
Can I have some chocolate thingy? Can I have some of this?
No. For heavens. I just spent the last 10 minutes telling your sister no.
Tommy,
Is this chocolate?
can you help with the girls, please?
Okay.
I do have this to see comments maybe a little bit easier. I don't know.
Adelaide, time to go watch your show.
Is that all comments now?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. I've cleaned it off. I'm going to flour the surface. Yeah?
Spread what you got there out.
And then come over here and get our dough.
Dad, can I have some milk?
Can you have some milk? Sure. Have some milk. And just to make it easier to cut in half, this is going to make 2 pizza crusts. I tried to do it with one. I just used a loaf as one, and it was a very thick, deep dish, if you will. So you could do one and spread it out and have it did rise in the oven and everything. It was kind of a deep dish. We're going to try this one, cutting it in half and spreading it out smaller, or thinner rather.
Don't. Can I have it, please?
Lily, come on. I want more ham.
Thomas.
Dad, I want more ham. Dad, I want more ham.
There's no more bacon. You want ham? There's ham in the fridge.
I mean,
You wanted bacon. We don't have more bacon. All the bacon is stuffed in the brekkie buns. Okay.
Randy, I think you can take them now. Can you guys go, please? Go lay down with them. Be happy to lay down with them. More than this. Not gonna do. How do you make it do?
Again, this dough is going to be easier to make into a pizza at an earlier proof time. If this was really wet, it would be harder to get it to roll out and just be harder to work with. So if you're planning on making pizza, then shoot for about the What are you laughing at?
A bigger one?
You're the one that got the little one out.
Yeah, for the little rolls. Look at. It's still not going to be a perfect circle, but it doesn't matter. Want to get the pans out? You going to do stuffed crust again? Did you tell them about that?
I did do a stuffed crust with string cheese around the edge. It was so thick last time that we actually baked it prior to putting the toppings on a little bit, just to try and get it to cook a little bit.
Do that, don't you?
I'm trying to decide that.
I think we should. Just probably less time.
Yeah. Otherwise, it just won't cook through all the way. Because as flat as we try and get it, it's still going to rise in the oven a little bit. What are we doing here? Pans first?
Yeah.
You want parchment?
How'd you do it last time? Did you do parchment?
I did parchment last time.
Probably, I guess.
But I didn't do round pans last time, so. Two of these?
I don't know. Maybe we don't need parchment with our pizza pans. We've got someone upset back there.
Look at that Easter loaf. There's like Easter egg surprises inside that. That's probably proofed enough to.
You see? Okay.
Trying to think of when we.
It just did the scrunch up thing when I picked it up again, so I'm just doing the same thing. What? Lily's having. No, she's sugar crashing. So if you want to try and get her to eat some protein, it might be a little bit easier. Yes, I'm talking to you.
Peter.
Get some ham. Or she already had some string cheese, but she's loving it. You could get her another string cheese. She was loving it with pizza sauce. All right. I think this one's good. Do we just go ahead and bake it?
Sure.
How's it look?
I think it looks great.
Is the oven on yet?
Nope.
He's got a screen for you. Wait for it.
350.
I think I did 350. Do you want to help me make pizza?
It's not going to close. This pan.
It has to sit up a little bit in the back.
Nisha wants to do dough with Daddy.
Okay, I'm gonna get you some dough for you to do. Here, make your own.
Some dough?
Make your.
Do you want to make your own little pizza?
Make your own little pizza.
Do you want to make your own little pizza?
Here. My pizza's gonna be weird shaped for her.
Okay. You want some ham? Yeah. You want ham and cheese roll up? You can't tell if you're saying yes or no, sweetheart. Can you say yes or no? Look at me.
One of these days, I'm gonna try and toss this pizza like a
No, nothing.
real pizza dough.
Want some eggs? Nothing?
Not bad.
Addie, whose bread's better, yours or Dad's?
Megan says, Addie, whose bread is better, yours or Dad's? Tell me Ren's calling you. Take you down so I can get through this for you. Put a straw in it for you. Well, that thing doesn't want to open. Take yours off. Oh, I got it. Almost. Did it. Want some? Right there, I think.
I like it. I think that's pretty good. Like I said last time I had one, it was a square pan, but it was both pieces, so it was actually pretty thick by the time I got it laid out in the pan. I think this one's going to turn out pretty good. I'm going to throw this one in the lower oven, I guess. Take the Dutch ovens out. Do you want to go ahead and score that?
Sure.
Although the oven won't be ready for it for a little while. The pizza's in it.
True. Let's peek at this real quick. How long did you bake the other one for? The other crust?
I did like 10 minutes as the pre-bake, and then I put it in, and I think we baked it for 20 minutes or so with the toppings on it.
I didn't set a timer. I just set a timer for 5 minutes just a minute ago. So I'm not sure.
Okay, while those are baking, let's go ahead and get to any questions that you guys might have. Any questions that you've had as you've watched our videos. Some of the most common questions that I've answered in comments. One that's popping into my head the most. What size Dutch ovens do we use? This is a 3-quart. We started with a regular, black cast iron 5-quart Dutch oven. We baked our first probably 50 loaves inside of that, and they were great loaves. And then we bought a 3-quart just as an extra when we wanted to make more loaves. And it turned out every loaf we took out of that 3-quart was taller, and so we learned over time that the 3-quart round Dutch oven is like perfect size for this particular recipe. If you're using a different recipe that's bigger, maybe a 5-quart is what you're looking for. But for us, it seems to hold the dough in, and then so all of the rise, instead of rising out, it rises up, and so you get a taller loaf from the 3-quart Dutch oven. Other questions that we've had is how do you, probably the most frequently asked, one of the most frequently asked questions is, what's our starter recipe? How do we make a starter? We have not successfully made our own starter. We purchased a starter 4 years ago after failing to try and make our own when everybody else was trying during COVID. And we've just been using this same 93-year-old starter ever since, which we do give away on our website. You can get a freeze-dried version of it for free. You just help cover shipping and handling. I would suggest getting a starter from someone, either somebody who does sourdough locally, and we also do offer something new that we've started doing is actually bought these small bottles and we ship live, active, ready-to-bake starter. We're shipping it now. We've learned priority mail to get it to you quicker. You do 1 or 2, or usually 2 good feedings, sometimes 3, depending on how far you are and how long it takes to get to you. And you're literally baking bread next day. So it doesn't take time like the freeze-dried starter takes 3 days to 4 days, depending on your elevation and time and flour and water and everything else, 3 to 4 days to reactivate and be baking. You can have this one baking next day. Literally, I baked bread with it the same night, but it wasn't quite as good as it turned out the next day with the second feeding. And so, questions about how to do a starter, I can't answer those for you. I've never done it successfully. She tried it once, like I said, back in COVID. So you
On
know,
that note.
there's 1,000 videos, 1,000,000 videos on YouTube that will show you how to start your own starter if you want to go that route. But I would suggest just jumping right to baking by getting an active starter from somebody else.
Part of the reason it didn't work back then when I started it, I learned, recently, was that we used fresh milled whole grain flour, which is fine. It just takes more time. And I didn't know that. So when it didn't work when I thought it was supposed to work, I was like, well, okay, I did something.
I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube that make it look really easy. So if you want to try it, go for it. But on the other hand, I'm in Facebook groups where the number one problem, number one question. In fact, I've done a video where I started the video out and said, who here agrees that sourdough starter should be called sourdough stopper? Because the number one problem that people have when they're starting out with baking sourdough bread is my starter ready? Is it active enough? Did I kill it? Oh my gosh, I forgot to feed it. Is it over? Like, people just freak out about their starter. And to me, starter doesn't need to be that hard. What do you think?
See that huge bubble? I
Yep.
don't know. I think it's done.
I think it's close.
Okay.
Did your timer go off?
30 seconds.
So, our feeding of our starter, if people have questions on that, we feed equal parts, 1-to-1, flour and water. For us, he resides in the fridge. We only feed him when we run out. And that is meaning when I know as I'm pouring it out to make my bread for the night, usually 3 loaves at a time, if I'm not going to have enough to make the next batch, that's when I feed him. So we don't feed him actively. We don't do a levain. We don't keep him active on the counter, making sure that he's ready to bake with. For me, he's always ready. He's sitting in the fridge, eager and hungry to jump in and start leavening that loaf for us. And so that's the way we feed our starter. Let's see, any other comments? Ooh, pizza, let's go. So yeah, if you do have future comments and you're watching this video in the future, feel free. We do answer every single comment, at least so far. You know, if we get millions of views, that might end up being harder, but for now, we are trying to stay on top of all the comments. So if you do have questions, we will answer them in comments in this or on any of our videos. She's gonna pull this.
You are.
I'm gonna pull this out of the oven.
I think it's ready.
Oh, it's starting to brown up a little bit. You can see there, got a nice bubble on the top. Get down there. Get down there. I don't want the cheese to fall off. So that looks pretty dang good if you ask me. For a homemade pizza, same exact dough that we're baking bread and brekkie rolls with, I'd say that's pretty spot on sourdough made easy. We're gonna put some marinara sauce on it. This isn't technically pizza sauce, it's spaghetti sauce, but whatever.
We forgot to do the cheese. Stuffed crust.
Oh,
Should have done that already.
yeah. I guess I was thinking wait until we were baking it, but
Yeah, I had the same thought. No.
yep, it should have been in there. So if we were going to
Oops.
do stuffed crust, we'd have put it in already. If you do stuffed crust, put it in before this pre-bake.
Oops. We are both sleep deprived, just saying.
Yeah.
Me more than him, but I do ask him for help sometimes. I figure it's better for one of us to be less sleep deprived.
Pepperoni pizza. That one's still preheating.
I set a timer when we pulled this one out for 3 minutes, but we might need to adjust that, I guess.
Have you done sandwich bread as a loaf? We have not. We use our bread. This is our 36% whole wheat loaf that we just cut it this shape and use it as sandwich bread. But we've had that question enough that in the near future, next couple of weeks, I am going to figure out how to use regular bread tins and see if this dough can be shaped and baked in the shape of a sandwich loaf. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Totally can. It just may not be
but
the fluffy.
A lot of people do. There is a specific, a lot of people do specifically add, what is
Honey
it?
or-
Honey and, is it oil?
Yeah.
Butter, oil to the loaf to make it kind of a fluffier sandwich bread. So I may try and tweak the recipe similar to what we did with the chocolate loaf. But at this point, we just use our bread because we keep the crust so soft that we don't really need a soft sandwich loaf, in my opinion.
And our
But
kids all love it and eat it. Our 2-year-old, 3-year-old
just haven't had the need to come up with a sandwich bread because our bread works so well as a sandwich bread.
And it also, the pizza also always tastes delicious.
Yes, it does.
This is just garlic powder. This is our preferred seasonings.
Our go-to
Onion
pizza.
powder. Italian seasoning, which I do in my hand because if it comes out too fast, it gets too spicy for the kids and for me.
Wow. That was
But it's good to have some on there. And then salt and pepper.
Did you already cook this?
Oh, careful,
This
it's
is
hot.
hot.
The pan is hot.
You okay?
The crust is cooked, yes.
I'm not too
Timer's
light,
going
I
off
want
for
the
that
fly.
pizza. Or for the crust, rather. Did you tell them why you put the
I
cheese on
checked
top?
it. I always put cheese on top of the pepperoni. I think it makes the pepperoni crisp up better, personally.
Can I try and put it in?
No,
No,
it's hot.
pan, remember? Come here.
I'm scared.
I know. You scared us. We didn't want you to get burned.
Okay, we're going to throw this back in the oven.
Sorry about it.
It's okay. That one
The
other
other
one's not done
one
yet?
is close to being ready, but it's barely up to 320 now.
Yeah, you can tell it's not ready yet. Well, I could score this, I guess. Where is it? That over
Can
there?
I try and
You can
score
see that
it?
these are rising. Want to show that?
Can I try and score it?
I don't know.
Mom,
I think they've
can I
pooped a
show them
little.
how easy it is to score?
She scored the chocolate loaf.
Do you want to do the scoring? Do you need a stool?
I guess I could use
I'm gonna scoot you over.
What's that green stuff?
Remember to be very
Blue.
careful.
These are the little eggs that you ate. We put them inside the bread,
Look
and
at me.
that's
Hey, I got
chocolate
holes in
eggs.
this one.
Look at me.
No,
No, that's the
you're
s'mores one
making
you're
s'mores,
doing. Look
Logan.
at me. Remember, that's very sharp. Slightest touch will cut you.
Here.
How should I cut it?
Score from like that one in between those ones.
Just don't cut it.
Yep.
Hold the bowl still.
One of the dogs is at the window. Okay, let me just double check that it's all cut through. The reason for the score, if you're new to sourdough, is to manage the expansion. They call it the belly and the ear that kind of pops up. What?
I'm going to do the rest.
You're going to do a wheat score. Do a little notch there, and then notches like this. She's going to try and do a wheat score.
Can I try and do
Listen,
a tree?
the wheat score, you don't go as deep, okay? You just do a little line.
Like,
The other score, you do deeper.
Don't put
Daddy
your finger
could
on the
explain,
razor there.
explain why all that is.
We don't want the wheat score to expand a lot, or it'll blow out and break. So this is a deep score on the side to manage the belly, kind of where it's going to expand as it expands in the oven. And then the wheat score is just a little decoration, so you just want a tiny little incision so that it opens up a little bit like a wheat plant.
so one line right here.
One line at the top,
And like this.
and then on this side, like that, and on that side, like that. It's good. Too big.
Oops.
Fine. Just keep coming down this way. Like there, there, there. And then do the same thing on that side.
That
All
looks like
right,
it's
this
almost
one's
ready.
puffing up now.
There, I did a sweet score.
Hey, don't
Watch your
touch
hand.
this. It's
Move your
very
hand.
hot.
I better. Mom,
Thank you.
make sure not to cut your hands.
Okay,
Oh boy.
Thomas.
Let
Tommy.
me show him. Can I show him?
Button.
Can I show him?
See? The alarm's going off again. Trying to get it out of the light.
Oh, this one.
Okay, that's scored. We're gonna put it in cold Dutch oven. Our typical
I hit
process. You saw me take those Dutch ovens out with my
They're not
hands.
gonna hear you, babe.
Okay, we're back on. Finally got the fire alarm to quit going off again. Can I finish?
I actually did that. How did it go?
Did you hear me? No, I'm deaf now. I'm deaf now.
Yeah, me too. I just stuck my head up there too. Turn your microphone back on.
I
Anybody
did.
else deaf here?
Yeah, I think they're all deaf with your fancy microphone. Picking up every
Hey.
bit of it. I did turn it off eventually, but okay. Second pizza.
Can I do the cheese and pepperoni?
Any other questions? I answered the sandwich loaf question. You could make a pesto pizza.
I also thought about a Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Ooh.
Or, yeah, Philly cheesesteak pizza. Philly cheesesteak loaf would probably be too much moisture, but pizza we could do. Do you like a garlic aioli for the sauce? Mmm.
Aioli.
Aioli.
Pizza is so good, but this is way better than the Little Caesars. Literally, I love it more than the Little Caesars. But Little Caesars is not better than this. I love this more than Little Caesars. I literally love this so much.
Calm down.
Have you heard that fire, that noise? You better go find a big person so that they can help you if there's a fire, okay?
Here.
What? Big kids get them? Big kids can help with them if we need to. There's no fire right now, it's just the battery dying.
Why?
Because it needs a new battery. Can you stop this?
My hands are greasy.
Yes.
Why?
There's something to be said about editing video and being able to cut out all the slow parts like this.
Or, you know, the fire detector, fire alarm.
Yeah. But we like going live to help you. So if you have questions, ask them and we will help. If you have questions in the future, get on future Rogue Baker Roundtable calls and we will help.
Yep.
Come to our Rogue Baker Roundtable group on Facebook or our Sourdough Made Easy group on Facebook. We are here to help.
Why did I turn around?
What?
Why did I turn around?
Just enough cheese.
I
Okay.
think I just touched this. Because they don't feel any burned or anything. This. I want to do this.
Do that.
Wrong way.
She's tied up outside.
On the hydrant? Let's not do that. What if she rips it out or breaks it? Okay.
Mom, we can't.
It's that time for this pizza.
Mom, we can't do bit of magic now. That seems a little, but I like this smell though. I hate that smell, but I love this pizza. It smells amazing.
All right, I'm going to throw this one back in the oven now.
That was amazing.
There we go. It's actually not very hot. A little bit hot on the bottom.
Bye.
That's looking good. All right, that's it for now until we've got these pizzas coming out and the bread going in and the brekkie rolls going in. So one last option, if you're here and you've got questions, let us know and we are glad to answer them. Otherwise, I think in a minute we will be pulling this bread out, or the pizza out. I don't know if you guys want to stick around for the pizza reveal coming out of the oven, or shove off and come see pictures of the pizza in the Facebook group. I think this one's close enough that in another few minutes we should be. But I don't want to just stand here and look pretty for 10 minutes. If you got questions.
Yeah, I just set a timer for another 10 minutes a minute ago.
Let's see, what other common questions have I been answering all day? What size Dutch ovens? Another question people have is, can we
Open bake? What?
open bake? So I answered a question earlier today about open baking these loaves with the Sourdough Made Easy method. And we open bake our bread bowls and our rolls. We open bake some baguettes and some French bread. So this dough definitely can be open baked, but it's going to adjust the timing. And anytime we do open bake stuff, we put like an aluminum foil or something over the top just to shield the heat from the crust not getting too dark before the inside is done. So you can certainly try and open bake, but you're going to have to adjust the temperature and or the time that you're baking. It's just going to be a little bit different than when it's all captured inside that Dutch oven. Another question we've had, which this demonstration will answer, is do you have to use a banneton? And clearly no, this is just a bowl. We don't actually use the bannetons the way most people will. Flour the inside of it and put the dough right in the banneton, but because we use parchment paper, it's just a bowl. So yes, anytime we make more than 3, because we only have 3 bannetons, We use this as our fourth, and we'll just use regular metal or glass bowls. Something that holds the dough up in this shape would be ideal, but no, you don't need to use a Banneton. You don't need to buy the Bannetons if you don't want. We just liked them and bought them years ago and choose to use them. But you don't need to use a Banneton. What else?
Megan has a question.
What's your question, Megan?
When is your recipe book being released?
You know, I don't know that I'll do a recipe book, but I was thinking about doing like a video recipe book where we, on our website or whatever, we create a collection of all of the videos and instructions with written information. So it's kind of like a recipe book, but maybe we'll do a recipe book. With AI nowadays, apparently it's super easy to write books. So we keep coming up with new recipes every single week because I like new content for the website. We recorded 7 weeks of videos this past weekend with the jalapeno cheddar loaf and the rosemary loaf and the rosemary focaccia and the pepperoni pizza loaf and Italian cheese bread loaf, and we did a sourdough discard pizza recipe, and so yeah, releasing one video a week based on all the videos we just did. We got 7 weeks of videos that I have been now spending days trying to get edited and ready to post.
Maybe what we could do instead is just have a page on our website that's got like a link to each one, you know? That's
Sure.
our recipe book.
Right, right. It might be worth in the future, if our audience gets big enough and people want it, we could come up with a recipe loaf or a recipe book. I'd show you here. Maybe this is irregular in our home. Lily just finds a place to crash. Let's see. Addie needs a curtsy on the way out. Yeah. Okay. What else? What other questions have I been answering? I've been answering questions like crazy. Comments on the blog.
Not crispy enough.
Not crispy enough.
No.
It's getting close. It's getting close.
We could show them the brekkie rolls. When one of those pizzas comes out, this could go in.
Yeah, these are. We could let them proof a little bit more, but I'm trying to keep it out of the light. The bright light, that is. The brekkie rolls. These are going to be way more uniform and pretty than the ones that I made already, thanks to her decision to use the rolling pin. I definitely agree. The rolling pin made it way easier. And like I said, these, once you bake them, you just pull them apart and put them in a Ziploc, and they make a very quick and easy breakfast that I was thrilled to have yesterday when we were like, oh, what are we going to eat? And then I saw them in the fridge, and I was like, yeah! They were so good.
I wonder how well they'd freeze.
I bet you they would probably freeze fine.
Yeah, probably.
But for meal planning or whatever, make these on, Sunday afternoon and have breakfast for the whole week, if depending on how big your family is. For us, it's breakfast for a day, but yeah, I think that's it.
I mean, we could take it out. We could take it out and show them, put it back in so we can get it crispy like we like it, but it's done.
Oh, it's so close. That bread or pizza pan doesn't quite fit in that top oven very good. All right, so we'll just hang on for a couple more minutes, show you the reveal, and then we will wrap up this call. By the way, it's 7:12. Trying to think of what comments I've responded to. let's see. Wow, tapping that counter shows up really quite a bit on that. I think I can hear your dog barking out there. Your microphone is picking up every bark. Thank you all for sticking around, those of you that did. Hopefully you can like this live and share it if you want, but come back. We will be doing this, as I said at the beginning. These Rogue Baker Roundtables are scheduled, designed to be done every single week, and we're doing them every single week to give you somewhere to go to get your questions answered live in a friendly setting. And as you're going through the challenge of trying to do this sourdough journey, it's nice to have a place to turn to. We've got our online membership with Facebook groups that you're more than welcome to come ask questions there. But sometimes it's just nice to get together as a community and do these. So for now anyway, we will be doing these Rogue Baker Roundtable calls every single week. Our current schedule fits pretty good on a Tuesday, and so it looks like it'll be probably Tuesday 7 p.m. Eastern time every single week. So make sure to keep joining us, coming back for the community. That looks pretty good. I'm going to probably want to crisp that up a little bit more, but look at that pizza so far. That looks fantastic. I want my cheese a little bit crispier, my pepperoni a little bit crispier, but generally that right there is a fantastic pizza made with our regular bread recipe. I just checked it. It's not quite there. So the fact that we have made pull apart sticky buns, we've made regular bread, we've made chocolate bread, we've made white chocolate cranberry bread, we've made our 36% whole wheat loaf by just changing and adding 1 pound of whole wheat flour into the 3 pound 12.2 ounces that we make for our triple loaf recipe. We've now made brekkie buns. We're going to be doing lunch buns, the bacon cheeseburger buns. We've done rolls. We've done baguettes. We've done French bread. We've done bread bowls, all with this same one sourdough made easy. No knead, no stretch and fold, no autolace, no preheating of the Dutch ovens. All the rules that we break as rogue bakers. We're making it as easy as we can possibly make it for you to learn how to bake sourdough. Now, can you do more whole grains and do more complex things? Of course. If your schedule allows it and you want to do the stretches and folds and other things, fantastic. But for us, running the homestead, homeschooling the kids, you saw how crazy chaotic it was just trying to get this video done today. Our sourdough method, our sourdough life has to be easy, or it probably just wouldn't get done. And that's, I think, the way that it is for most people. They look at these complicated recipes, these complicated techniques and processes, and they think, who has time for that? In my chocolate video, I made a comment about what did people do 150 years ago? Do you think people on, somebody made a comment saying, do you think people on the wagon trains and in the, running cows or whatever, if you're baking bread out in the wilderness, do you think you're stopping every 30 minutes to stretch and fold your dough? No, you would make the dough in the morning, you would get in the wagon train and drive and bake the dough for dinner. And so, though doing stretch and folds and having an active starter and preheating your Dutch ovens and all of the things might make a slightly better loaf, is it really worth it? Well, for me, it's not. For me, I value the easy. So that's why we do the easy method. You hungry for pizza? There? encrypted coder. Should we call it good? What do you think? Psst.
I can't see it.
I would say still crunchier, but
The bottom looks golden.
Probably good. It sounds good.
yeah, that's probably good. All right, we have pizza. Oh wow, that just dropped on the ground. Can you pick that up? Stick that under there so I don't burn the counter. Pizza out of the oven. The lower pizza is just a few minutes behind that one. So we are gonna let this cool off, cut it up, and serve pizza dinner to our family. Thank you for joining us for this first official Rogue Baker Roundtable's live call. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. We will get this figured out and ideally have things be much more smooth as we go. So with that, we will let you guys go and eat our pizza. Join us on our Facebook group for pictures of the brekkie rolls and the Easter loaf when it comes out of the oven in a little over an hour. We will catch you again next week on the next Rogue Baker Roundtable Live call. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Now, how to stop the broadcast. All right. Thank you.